Okay, this demo is how we can use Catalina's payment portal and a PCI compliant payment processing solution to be able to pay an invoice from Business Central. And then once we get an authorization, go ahead and create a cash receipt in Business Central for that payment. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go into Business Central and I'm going to search for an invoice that I want to pay. So let's go. I'm going to go into customer ledger entries. I'm going to find invoices, and I'm going to look for invoices with a remaining amount that's not 0. And I'm going to choose one at random. And you can see this one is for $1,214.64. I am going to grab this. Now, we could go ahead and have a link in here and be able to automatically fill in Catalina's payment portal. In this case, I'm just copying and pasting the invoice number and looking it up in Catalina's payment portal. Now, this is focused on your customer service reps for making payments for customers via the phone or email or something like that. We also have a customer-facing payment portal that would allow your customers to make payments and have it automatically integrated with Business Central. So I'm going to go over to Catalina's payment portal and I'm going to sign in. Now, I'm using Active Directory, and this is the same Active Directory as Business Central, so I don't have to remember a new password or login or anything like that. I'm just going in as my Active Directory account, and it's all tied in together. So I'm just going to search for that invoice number, and I can see it brought back information from Business Central. We're directly tied to it, so we can go ahead and grab information, and we can go ahead and have fields that you can allow your customer service rep to override if they wanted to. This is all configurable, so you may or may not want your reps to be able to override information, but in this case, we need to capture some level 2, level 3, and just normal card information to be able to go ahead and make a payment. I'm first going to go and change, let's put it $2.23. I'm using a sandbox account for the payment processing, and they have different levels where so you can test, and when you put higher amounts in, it's going to go ahead and cause a failure. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in a smaller amount so that we can show this working. I'm going to put in some comments. First and last name. Basically, the customer record in Business Central didn't have a first and last name, so I just I defaulted the last name to the company name. You can override that. Also, we're going to be entering in the credit card number by hand on this, but we can also tokenize these credit cards and save those cards for later use. So in many cases, we just have a drop-down list box here that shows you all the credit cards that have been saved in the PCI compliant solution. So none of this is getting stored in Business Central. As far as the credit card information, it's not getting stored in Business Central on any of your servers or on any of Catalina's software. This uses a third-party PCI compliant solution that allows you to be able to reduce your PCI footprint because you're not collecting any card or personal information from the user other than the information that you already have. You can see all the other information that we can get from Business Central, but we're going to go ahead and just make the payment. Also note too that this information can be stored or can be sent to the payment processor, so that PCI compliant payment processor, and this information, as far as even the overriding information, can go back into Business Central so that we can capture additional information, like say the the authentication number or anything like that back into Business Central so you have that. I'm just going to go ahead and now submit this. I'm going to enter in a card number, and like I said, we can go ahead and use tokenized cards as well, so we could just have a drop down for cards that have already been saved. And let's put 22, and we'll go ahead and submit it. And what this does is it goes to the payment processor, it gets authorization, and so we got an authorization number. We also, because we got an authorization number, we then save that back into Business Central. If it failed, we would just go ahead and show what the failure is, and then the user could be able to choose another card or whatever. So now if I go into Business Central, and let me go into cash receipt journals, and there we go. Here's that payment. It went ahead and did that $2.23. We put in a description. This can be anything you want, or it could even be keyed in by the customer service rep. And it went ahead and applied it against the invoice that we wanted to apply it against, and that's about it. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, very easy to implement. Basically integrating payment processing, PCI compliant payment processing with Dynamics 365 Business Central. If you've got any questions, feel free to contact us, and look forward to talking to you.